let's quickly talk about the Royal Rumble. And let's just try to leave it to the Rumble aspect.
Okay, real quick, the rest of the card, real quick. I'm talking. I actually watched a good chunk of it, or it was the Owens match versus Ambrose was really good.
That was good.
Women's match was pretty good from what I saw. And Sasha Banks comes back and everyone goes nuts.
Yes, I was very happy about Sasha.
And then what was the other one? Tag team match. So New Day are just very entertaining.
It was because it's New Day.
New Day rocks. I want to get their unicorn T-shirt. Well, let's talk about the Rumble event itself.
All right, so I'll start it off. The Rumble is, and I've probably said it on here before, it's pretty much my favorite event every year. I like it more than WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
The past two have kind of disappointed me.
They were awful.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm just yes. But I mean, I like watching the Rumble because it's a ridiculous premise.
Mm-hmm.
There's always some surprises. It's always fun. I mean, even in the worst Rumbles like last year's, hey, I got to see DDP come in and drop 3 diamond cutters and throw a couple people over the ropes.
I forgot about that.
And that was cool. I was happy with that. Cool,
Yeah,
great.
sure.
You know, there's always little things that happen in the Rumble. This year was interesting because Reigns continued to not get the fuck over at all anywhere.
Oh no, he's not. He's still not. He's still.
Yeah, and Creative decided they needed to do something.
He's lukewarm at best. Still.
So they were going to do the one versus all angle basically, and Reigns was going to be put in at the beginning, and basically if he didn't win the Rumble, he didn't win the belt.
Yeah, he's defending his title.
He's defending his title the whole time. Entrant 3, I believe, or 4. Entrant 3 was AJ Styles, which everyone was expecting to see. He actually got a pretty damn good pop from a group of people that I only would have expected maybe 40% to know.
He got the biggest pop probably since when Sting debuted.
Yeah.
It was a big pop, and the fucking producer in the truck was focusing on Roman Reigns' mug the entire time. And said it wasn't just me saying this. Everyone said it cutting to the fucking Titantron, because when you see the reactions, it goes, I am, and then slowly says, phenomenal comes in. And it's an awesome way to premiere it, because that's his nickname, the phenomenal AJ Styles. And that's when the crowd went nuts, and then he walks out.
So
they ruined that moment, but then...
AJ Styles was a guy that I watched quite a while ago, and I will admit, I liked him. I never marked out huge for him, and I did miss a good chunk of like his important career, which I kind of wish I hadn't. I've seen some of his better matches, but anyways, it was pretty cool to fucking see him come into the ring. Mm-hmm. And what they did was interesting to me because I started to try to figure out what they were going to do in my head. This Rumble, at least for the first half of it, had more actual wrestling in it than almost any other Rumble I've seen. And initially, it was Reigns and Styles. Back and forth. Someone comes in. They basically get knocked out or incapacitated. They're wrestling more. I'm starting to see something they might be building up here. You know, they're gonna push, Styles further into this than I thought. I thought they might actually, for a brief moment, keep the fucking belt on Reigns, give Styles 2 months to get situated, and throw him at Reigns at WrestleMania to take the belt. But these are just things that are going through my head while watching. Anyways, it quickly goes downhill from there. We end up with, and I'm skipping large chunks of a very large event, and you can fill them in.
Sure.
So we get what's supposed to be a one versus all sort of deal,
but it wasn't really. Everyone was still fighting each other.
Yes, I know.
If you wanted it to be logical, and some of this was booked logically. Usually these Rumbles are not.
No, I know.
If you wanted to book it logically, you'd have everyone just dump Roman Reigns, just on principle.
Oh, yeah,
everyone gang up and just dump him.
So Reigns gets knocked to the outside under the rope.
Through the middle rope. About halfway through, like number 12 or 13 or something.
Yeah. And the League of Nations comes out and beats him up.
And splashes him all on the announce table, and then they bring him into the back injured.
So you book this as one versus all, and it's obviously not one versus all anyways, but you book this as it, and Reigns can't go the whole fucking match. So immediately your entire build-up is just shot, because you've got your main guy who's supposed to be fighting the good fight laid out in the back. Then you start getting people like fucking Jericho in there. I fucking love Jericho, but Jericho did not need to be in that fucking Rumble for as long as
Jericho's time is officially passed.
It's gone.
It's
gone.
And I was an original Jericho-holic back in '96.
Yes.
His time is done.
It's long past.
It's done. They had him stay in the Rumble for 50 fucking minutes. A guy that comes around every 2 years for like 3 months and leaves. The last time he was there, he came in the summer for he was around for like 3 weeks in the summer and left. AJ Styles should have been the Jericho.
Yes. Yes, he should have been.
He was now AJ Styles was in the match for like a half hour.
Yeah, he had a good run.
Still good showing, but half the time he was just bumping his ass off.
Yeah.
He had a back body drop where he went like Dolph Ziggler, like 50 feet in the air, which just shows how talented he is.
Yep.
And he's 38 years old. He's older than most of the guys there, and he still wrestles better than all of them. You know, like that just shows you why he's important.
I can't believe he's 38 now. That's just But that's what blew my mind when I was like, holy fuck, I really did miss like his entire career because.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was watching him when he was like 25, and when you were like, he's 38, and I'm like, no, he's not. I'm like, oh, I guess I haven't watched.
Oh yeah,
I haven't paid attention to him in quite that
TNA
long.
was mostly built on his shoulders. Like a large chunk of it was him. He was most in and out of the main event for whatever. So I liked it up to the point where it became so obvious when like guys like Titus O'Neil would come in, then everyone just is under the ropes around the side, let you get your 2 signature moves in, and then you either get tossed or you then go. That's when I started not like the Rumble anymore. Around number 20 or so, 19.
Right on Twitter, I said it was good up until right at 20. 20 is like where it really just fell apart.
Not only because AJ Styles got tossed, almost the way Daniel Bryan did, and this is where I'm thinking why. Well, they didn't want Bryan in the Rumble because he would have stolen all the fucking heat. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they don't want Bryan back. It's obvious at this point they don't want him back. He's clear to come back. Right. They don't want him back. It's really. I feel really bad for Bryan at this point because the first time, yes, he came back too early, but now they don't want him back. It's like they're afraid of his success, which is really fucking stupid. It just is.
And at this point, they've at this point though, you're right. I mean, if they'd brought him back at the Rumble, he probably would have, and they're afraid of that. If they ever do decide to, though, no one's gonna remember him. His star will have waned.
Well, no, I think if he comes back, it'll still be huge. But I
think there's a time limit on that.
Could be, but at this point, honestly, I should go hang out with our buddy in PB there. He lives like 3 miles away. It's so funny when you're talking about him. I met him. They are starved for upper echelon face characters. It used to be they didn't have any heel characters.
Yeah.
Now they don't have any face characters anymore that are giving a pop. They have Roman Reigns is not even in the top 5 of getting face pops.
No.
Dean Ambrose is number 1 at this point.
Yes.
And while he gets a big cheers, it's not what it should be for number 1. But that's the best they got. That's the best they got.
Ziggler's there too, and
Ziggler they fucked over. Ziggler's done.
Oh no,
they dropped the ball so many times on Ziggler that the crowd doesn't even care anymore.
They have, but that's what I'm saying. Because I love.
He should have been a year ago when he helped the Authority get vanquished at Survivor Series.
Yeah,
it was
fantastic.
Yeah.
All I'm getting at is, if we're going to number them, he's in the top 5, and his
stars diminished.
He's in the top 5 because there is no one else to be in the top 5 in terms of faces that get popped.
If Bryan comes back, he's already slotted number 1, so why not do it? It doesn't make any fucking sense. So they get AJ Styles, who's going to have a tough road to get the fans on his side. He's not the best on the mic, but he's probably as good as Bryan is. Bryan wasn't the best either, but his wrestling is phenomenal. So that'll propel him up in the same way Cesaro was getting over just on wrestling ability alone. Yeah. And plus AJ Styles has a better look, I always think, than Cesaro in terms of he looks kind of cool. He has the gloves.
I think
his theme song is.
I think Styles looks ridiculous.
His theme song is fucking hot. And I never say it like the theme song. It's a Ain't No Sunshine remix. It's a good freaking theme. And there's no one else on the roster that has that sort of like organ church like rap song. It's a good theme. I want to download that theme. I was like, ooh.
I think his look is lacking. But
he thinks they like the floppy hair?
No.
It's funny on Raw, and he beat Jericho clean on Raw, but it's interesting that they haven't had him do the Styles Clash yet. He teased it twice in the Rumble or 3 times.
And they did call it that in the Rumble, too.
Which means that the move exists. He wouldn't set up for the move if it didn't exist. And then on Jericho, he tried to get it twice and didn't. He just got a flip roll-up reversal pin. They're protecting the move.
It took months for Kenta to get a GTS off in NXT.
This isn't going to turn into Daniel Bryan thing, but okay, let's talk about.
So let's just talk about how it finishes up. Let's talk about who's got the title right now.
No, before that, the Wyatt family coming in and cleaning house made perfect sense.
Yes.
That was very logical, and then having Brock come in and take care of him. Loved that.
Yep, that was good.
He was the guy. If you're going to have a guy take him out, take him out. It was interesting, though, that they did that before Bray Wyatt got in. It would have been interesting if at least one of the 3 Wyatt family was left with Wyatt and try to work together. But it was interesting that up to that point, I was like, holy shit. Not that I don't think Wyatt's going to win this, but they might have Wyatt be like the final 1 or 2, or 3 guys left. So that was cool booking. That's the way it should have been booked. That was fine. Lesnar comes in, gets taken out, but then bad booking, because usually if that was Lesnar, he'd get pissed, like he did to Goldberg, and then come back in and take Goldberg out in the 2004 Rumble. He should have did that to the Wyatt fam, he should have just come back and he should have just fucking went nuts for getting eliminated like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He should have just went absolutely ape shit, and Lesnar did it. He just sort of skulked off with Heyman, which makes you believe what he's gonna fight the Wyatts at Fastlane, or is that you're gonna have Lesnar fight the Wyatts?
Fastlane doesn't matter.
At WrestleMania though, like what are you setting up? It didn't set Lesnar up for anything really. But then they announced on Raw there's going to be a triple threat between. Okay, let's get to the end. Here's the end. Okay, go.
So, anyways, 30 comes around. Everyone's wondering, what do we got?
Daniel Bryan,
Cena,
Seth Rollins.
Now we get Triple H,
which wasn't a big. It wasn't a big shock.
No, it was just shitty. So we get Triple H who comes out, and it's Triple H and it's Ambrose. And
after he tossed tossed out Roman Reigns, who came back in at number 27 or something. He came back in, or whatever. He was gone for a while,
but he got tossed out before Did he get? Oh, okay, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm starting to misremember how this went because I stopped giving a fuck at some point. It ends with Ambrose and Triple H in there, and my heart was like, "Go
let Ambrose win." It would be so much.
It would be so much better, and it would
double
would have been
champion.
something.
It would have been great. It would have been a shock.
Would have been something that the company needed. It would have given
Owens versus him for the big title. I mean, it
would have given you a boost. It would have given.
It would have wrote storylines down the road where Roman Reigns gets jealous of Ambrose and can turn on him. It opens up a whole branch of paths of ways you could go with it.
And in my head, I just saw this flow chart of the way things could go. And for a minute, I went from "it's not going to happen" to "it's going to happen."
It could make sense. Then you realize,
and then no.
Then you realize, no, they don't book with the top stars in mind. What they should do, because then if they did that, the last two Rumbles would have went a different way, not fucking Batista and Reigns.
I feel like that the Triple H victory, I mean, we're right back where we were 15 years ago.
But it's still funny that they cheered for him eliminating Reigns.
Oh, I know. I did think,
that's not good when the heel authority figure dumps your babyface champion out and the crowd cheers. That's not good.
The piece of shit heel that everyone is going to bemoan winning the next day got cheered for dumping your current champion out of the ring.
Not good, folks.
No.
The experiment's not working still with Reigns. We've given it a shot. We've given it a whole year to go. It's still not working. I'm not saying it can't work. He's not working at the top of the card.
Well, and so I don't know where it was, but someone pointed out that it's just like when you think about Reigns and you think about the post-Shield breakup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rollins went on and got his own identity. Ambrose went on and made his own identity in his old wrestler. And Reigns still coming out to the same music, still wearing the chest protector.
Slightly altered music, but it's the same.
Yeah.
Still coming down.
Yeah, chest protector.
Has the same moves.
Got nothing. No charisma, no personality.
He has some charisma, but it's not enough. It's not enough alone to look cool and badass to be a champion. That's not all what it is.
But that's what.
If that's the case, you can make freaking Braun Strowman the champion. Looking tough isn't what it takes to be the champion. By the way, Big Show got tossed out by Strowman alone. That was really strange. After Big Show was one of the last 3 or 4 last year, and was booked very strong. Mark Henry got dumped easily, and he's the strongest man in the world. Booking was off. It got to the point where it was just really off after 20, like we said. We're just get these guys out of the ring. They came in, get them out of the ring.
The first 12 or 13 entrants, I saw some wrestling. I saw them, building some sort of story that seemed like it could go in a number of directions that was interesting. Then things got weird. Then they got shitty. Yes. Then they ended awfully.
It should have been the last 4. This is what should have happened. This is my fantasy booking real quick. Final 4. If you want to keep Triple H in there, fine. Triple H, AJ Styles, Ambrose, and Reigns. That's my final 4.
Sure.
Because AJ Styles looks fucking strong as hell. It's even by then, even the people that don't know, I'm like, wow, this AJ Styles guy is staying still in the ring.
Yeah.
He must be an important guy. I might find out about who this guy is. That instead of fucking Jericho. Keeping Jericho in the ring for an hour doesn't do anything to him at this point. It doesn't help him. It would have helped AJ Styles. That's your final 4, and then you can have Reigns get knocked out second to last again, and then AJ Styles gets tossed out. It doesn't matter if he gets to the final 4, toss him out first. Then Reigns gets tossed out. Ambrose wins. And then, but here's the thing: you could have had Ambrose win. Hell, you could have Reigns come back in and tossed out Triple H. There's no fucking rules in the Rumble anymore.
No.
If a guy can get hurt and walk to the back and be out of it for 35 minutes, I would do that myself then and pretend.
Yeah.
I used to.
Well, because someone I was watching it with, who watches wrestling.
You need logic.
I think it even might have been Vonnie, and Vonnie understands wrestling. She goes, so, or who was it? Anyways, whoever it was like, then why doesn't everyone just dive under the bottom rope and go wait in the back until everyone's in? Even
The Miz did that. It used to be a rule that if you weren't in the ring by the next time the next person came out, you were automatically eliminated.
I do believe I remember that. Yeah.
So Miz comes out and doesn't come in for 3-4 people. What the fuck? He should not be allowed in. Right. You need logic. I know it's fake. I understand that. You need logic in the story.
Movies are fake too.
But you need logic in these stories so that we try to follow along, and that's that disbelief bridge isn't totally shattered like Temple of Doom and crocodiles eat us. That's what we're trying to avoid here. You need logic. If you get fucked up and injured and are taken to the back, which has happened to people, there have been people in the Rumble that get attacked on the way out that never entered. That happened with Mr. Perfect's kid last year.
Yeah.
So then you're not in the Rumble. Then that's bottom line. Mm-hmm. If you get taken in the back, you're fucking done. I want rule. I need set rules. And why didn't the fucking League of Nations beat him up, throw him in the ring, then toss him over the top rope? Wouldn't that have been easier to do? Because there's no DQ. I want rules. That's all.
I don't know. I'm done talking about it.
AJ Styles, don't fuck him up. They probably will anyway. Go Mets. I don't know.
They'll put him in a program with Ryback, and he'll fucking lose his
right
arm. He'll lose his right arm.